Hello events team, thank you for joining me today. I want to talk about full buffet setups and the equipment necessary and how we set a full buffet. So we have one here already set. I want to go through the key components so that when you're asked to set a buffet, you know exactly what to do and how to do it. Okay, so the buffet itself, the tables should already be in place with the linens on. Our event setup team will take care of that. So you just have to do the open cut. So we did one buffet here. The tables are probably a little bit longer. This is pretty tight for what we have here, but we're using what we had. So we just want to space it out accordingly, making sure it all fits and looks nice. Obviously, we want to start with plates. So plates at the front of the buffet. Every once in a while, we may have a separate plate table, but the plates go in the front. Obviously, as a guest, you're going to start with your plate. Next, we've got a couple of elevations here, usually some cold starters. Maybe some garlic bread, or maybe a couple of salads, maybe a small appetizer, pulled out or something to start. So we want some elevations. We've got our signage, our buffet signs to show what's here. We're gonna have a little plate for our utensils and whatever proper utensils you need, whether it's tongs or spoons or whatever. Okay, then moving down, we usually have a couple of vegetable items. We have these large grills that we use for the round shapers. Usually our vegetables and starches, potatoes, broccolini, asparagus, things like that, we're going to put in the rounds more often than not. So we have these large grills that we use for these. We do have some smaller grills, so we can also use those as individual ones depending on what's available, how many buffets we have to set up on. We have, so the round shapers, we have two sizes, a large and a small or a medium size round. So we'll usually designate that on the MEO what size you're going to use. More often than not, it's the large. I put these on here. I always put the handles kind of at a little bit of an angle, and I do that because of the lids. So when a guest opens it up, or when we open it up for the guest, we're going to open it up, and the nice thing is it fits nicely right in the grill, and you can set your lids like such, and now the guests can come through and do what they need to. The lids are here after all the guests are through, and there's a pause. We can always put the lid back to keep the food nice and warm. Obviously, when you're setting these up, you'll want to put water in the bottom pan here before we put food in, and then sternos go underneath in the bottom here. So light the sternos, put water in it, have it ready to go. We have our utensils and everything. Then we get back to the large shapers, or rectangular shapers. Usually we're going to have two proteins on a buffet. Obviously everything can change depending on what the client's needs are. Want the handles facing this way, so as the guest comes through, the lids are up and they can grab what they need and move on. Same thing, shapers underneath, water in the pan. Again, you're looking for about a ½ inch of water in the pans. Don't go too much, or else it will make the food pan float, and you don't go too little because you don't want the water to dry up and then burn the pan. So we have these lids here. Again, you're going to do signs, you've got your utensils, and you come to the end, and if it's roll-up, sometimes we do full plate settings, so you don't need these, but if there's roll-ups, we put the roll-ups at the end. That way the guest doesn't have to carry it through the buffet. They have all their food, they can use one hand to hold the plate, one to scoop, and then they can grab their roll-up and go. So that's pretty much a standard buffet. Please understand that this can be modified based upon each individual event and what the client wants. So now you know how to set a full buffet. Thank you very much.